The female gooning problem is what we're going to talk about today. For those of you who don't know what gooning is, let me quickly explain it. To put it simply, gooning is the act of putting off the nut for as long as possible for fun. It's pretty rude, but some people joke that they can goon for hours at a time, which seems like the opposite of keeping good time. But what can you do? You might think that only men can be gooners, but I have a true story about some female gooners that changed the way I think about what it means to be a gooner. Good luck on the test. I'm about to give you some knowledge. Make sure you have a pen and paper ready. When Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, came out in February of last year, my girlfriend asked me if I wanted to go see it. I said yes, because I had read good things about it on Twitter. Anyway, when we got to the theater, she offered to buy the tickets while I bought the snacks. When we got to the workers who checked our tickets, they asked me for my ID, which I didn't understand. I asked why they needed it since it was a 12, and they just looked at me and then at my girlfriend. When I looked at her, she had the biggest grin I've ever seen, and they handed me the ticket. The Last Wish was actually for Magic Mike's Last Dance. To be honest, I don't blame her. I fell for the old trick, and she pulled it off brilliantly. I laughed, gave my ID to the staff, and we went into the viewing room. I kept thinking, wow, I can't believe I've been betrayed like this. But to be honest, I wasn't too upset. I kept thinking of that Filthy Frank quote, "I've watched Magic Mike 6 times and never popped a boner." So all I really wanted to do was laugh at how silly the movie was. We sit down, and as the seats start to fill up, I notice that there are only a few guys left. I'm in the back with my girlfriend and her friend, who was also there. Since it was at 7 p.m., I think some businesswomen were there too, since some people were dressed in business casual clothes. As the movie starts, I keep hearing a strange shuffling sound, like clothes rubbing against each other. I look to the left and see that almost every woman in the row is sitting cross-legged and shuffles in her seat. Maybe it's because I'm a man, but I thought it was weird and pointed it out. Then I saw that there was more shuffling than normal when Mike was on screen doing his thing. Before I knew what was going on, I turned around and looked at the women behind me who were moving and crossing their legs. That's when I started laughing. In a movie theater, these women were going on about a male stripper like no one would notice. Maybe they thought it was a safe place because I wasn't supposed to be there. But fate may have thought I needed to learn that women love to goon. The thing is, it was like a 2-hour movie, and I don't know what they were going to do about it. They were cooking a whole pot of gumbo for no reason. I don't know. Maybe they did it because they love the Manchester United team so much. It was when I first realized they were gooning that I lean into girlfriend and whisper my discovery. She smiles from ear to ear, as if she already knew. She tells me to playfully shush and focus on the movie. But how could I when I was being forced to be in a goon sesh? This goes on for the rest of the movie, and I have to sit there and try not to laugh out loud the whole time. The movie is over, and the lights come on. I remember looking around, and all the women there didn't look like crazy, drug-addicted freaks. They all looked like normal, everyday women. From that day on, I knew about the rise in female gooning. That was a year ago, and things have only gotten worse since then. I've heard about the illegal Booktok trade. Booktok is a pretty big community on TikTok, where people talk about reading and recommend books to each other. Most of the people who use it are women. You might not think this is a bad thing, but the books they read are kind of weird. If we are being honest, it's 95% smut and softcore maze. And because it's on TikTok, they get around the site's content filters by using a book's heat level to show how spicy it is.